Have you ever wanted to winter force tulips but wondered where the heck you might do that? Well, today, growers and dreamers, I want to share with you the idea that actually worked in our garage to winter force tulips. So back in December, I decided to take the leap and to take the online workshop for the Tulip workshop. They send you a physical copy of this book and then you have access to all their videos. And it was incredible. I learned so much, and I also get the support from the Facebook group, so invaluable information. One of the things that they mention in there is to get creative. So a lot of people grow in their basements, or maybe garage, or they're growing crates in their house, maybe in a hallway that's not being used. We have none of that in our house. We don't have a basement we can use, and we don't have a very large house. So I decided the garage was gonna be the best spot. The rooting part was easy. We rooted all the crates in the garage because it maintained around, 45 to 48 degrees in here, unheated, it is insulated, and that was perfect for rooting. So we got everything rooted. And then we had to move everything into a grow area. And that is where my tent came into play. So to give you an idea, this black thing, giant black thing in our garage, so I'm standing on the steps coming into the garage, is the grow tent. It's about 4 foot by 8 foot. So 8 foot long, 4 foot deep, and I think it's about 7 feet tall. It's pretty tall. I can stand up in there and I'm almost 5'10". And then you can see I have a little workstation over here. Got some dogs down here. And this is real life. It is a maze in here right now because this was not planned. This was a last minute decision, like I said earlier. This is my seedling starting area. This big black thing is actually my flower cooler. So I've got a bunch of these beautiful tulips in here right now, which is perfect. And then when I turn around, I've got more storage and a tiny little walkway. And over here on this side of the tent is where we go in. So on the outside of the tent, I have my first little monitor here, and this is a VivoSun. I'm not sponsored by them. This is just what I happened to find when I was doing my research. And this controls the ventilation system and the fans inside. I have 2 fans inside. It can also control lights, but I did not purchase their lights. I'm using different lights inside, which you'll see. So these cords, there's cords here, a little hard to see. They run inside on this left zipper panel, which unzips. And then there is a right zipper panel over here, which is the one I've been using to enter. So let me get that open. Finley always loves to go in here. When I open up the tent, you can see it's very bright. Be a quick little spin around here. As you can see, I have 2 wire shelves in here. They're both 4 feet wide. One is, I think, is 5 feet tall. This one's 5 feet tall, and I think the other one is 6 or 7 feet tall. The height didn't matter to me as much as the width. And then they're 18 inches deep. The crates, if I was able to turn the crates the other way, they would have hung over a little bit over the edge here, and that would have been fine. The issue was that I could only fit 2 next to each other if they were turned the other way. I couldn't fit the third one in, so I figured I might as well avoid the hanging over and bumping into them constantly and turn them this way, which has worked out great. Next, I have lights in here that are LED shop lights. I can link those below as well. I'll link everything below. I got most everything, I think, from Amazon. So these were great. I think it was I got 2 10-packs, and then I just attached them. Some are attached to a furring strip, and then some are attached to these like little, 1x2s or something like that. And we hooked these up by, I'll show you down here. We've got little eyelets, and then I was able to use this chain to adjust as needed. And then I just have the lights themselves kind of zip tied on so I could easily lower and raise the lights as needed. And then over here is my first VivoSun fan. It's currently on. The second one I have is over here. They both oscillate and they both are set to the same timer cycle on the VivoSun I guess you call it smart thing outside. I don't know what to call it. That's outside the tent. So I have it set right now to cycle. So it'll be on for like 20 or 30 minutes and then it's off for 5 minutes. So those cycle through. And then up top here, this contraption is the ventilation system. So I have this set up to go outside the tent, and it's usually on for about, I think, 20 minutes, and then it kicks off for a couple of minutes, and then it will kick back on. And that has really helped the humidity levels in here, just to keep it low, because that's important. And then I do have a itty bitty little dehumidifier in here, which, as you can see, there's not a ton of water in it right now, and I dumped it probably 2 days ago. So that helps keep the humidity down as well. And then the other thing I did that was really helpful, saved me a lot of time on checking lights, is I bought these Govee smart plugs. And those are what control my light. And again, that goes back to an app. And then the heater I have in here is a greenhouse heater that I purchased. It's just a little one. And it is controlled by my Inkbird. This is the Inkbird. You can set the temperature that you want it to be at. It will tell you what it's at in here based off of the little thermostat temperature reader it has, which I have connected over here, right there. See that? So I also have this set to be controlled on the app. The apps are awesome. I have an Inkbird app, I have the VivoSun app, and I have the Govee app to control all 3 of these kind of different items. So it's been super convenient in that sense, because I can just check in, see what the temperature is, what the humidity levels are, and control it. And I should also mention I have a Govee, grab it. I have another Govee thermometer in here as just another reference point kind of on top of a soil crate, so I can kind of see where it's at soil level as well for humidity and temperature. The other really important thing that I've noticed with the grow tent is you do need some airflow. So let me turn this around so you can see. So the tent itself has these kind of like openings. There's got a big one there, there's a small one there, there's kind of one up on the ceiling. And then at the floor level, they have these kind of clear meshy ones. And then over here, there's another one, and that's on both sides. And what I found to be really important is to kind of, at first I had those closed, but then I realized I actually need to have them open, even if it means heating it a little bit more in here, because it keeps the humidity down and it helps with air circulation. So that was really valuable for me to figure out, because stem topple and leaf topple can be really common with tulips when there's high humidity levels. Another bonus is I am also growing, I'm gonna try to grow some ranunculus in here. I am planting some outside, but it's been so cold. I haven't been able to get any in the ground yet, even though we have the hoops up. So I'm gonna start some in here, keep them growing in here, see how they do as a trial for Mother's Day, and put the rest in the ground. And then I also have seedlings in here. I have a little, I guess, grow seedling starter space over in the corner in the garage, but it gets filled up quick, and it's actually pretty warm in there. So I have some cold hardy stuff that doesn't like to be that warm. It just heats up super fast. So this stays pretty consistent in here between, I would say, 63 to 66, depending on where I have the temperature set. So it's pretty consistent, and these cold hardy stuff that I have in here have done really, really well. Let me show you some of the babies down here. So I've got my soil blocks going, and we've got some stuff starting to come up. And it's hard to see, there's some stuff at the very bottom as well. And then for the ranunculus, I've got some in this crate here, and I've got some started in this crate over here. Oh, and I've got these guys down here as well. So everything seems really happy in this space. It really is, I mean, it's a grow tent, right? Like, why shouldn't it work? And I think this little experiment of mine has proved that it works great. So if you don't have the perfect space in your house, I think you can make one. It will take a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of an investment, but this is so worth it. As a small scale flower farmer who really wanted to do winter tulips, this felt like the best option for me. If you have any other questions, reach out, let me know. I'm happy to answer them for you, and keep growing and dreaming.